Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this morning's winter weather update. So, an ice storm is about to occur across the Ohio Valley into portions of the Northeast, and timing out the storm with the 12Z run of the North American model. We're already seeing some freezing rain across portions of Oklahoma, Kansas into northern Missouri this morning around 8 a.m. Central Time, and as we go through the day, um, light to moderate freezing rain will increase in coverage across the Ohio Valley, especially as we go into about 7 p.m. this evening, Central Time. Could be seeing some heavy freezing rain in southern Ohio, light freezing rain in areas Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana, with snow in the northern plains. And as we go into about 10 p.m. tonight, this is when our freezing rain is really going to intensify across the Ohio Valley, especially in the areas of Virginia and West Virginia, with snow across Minnesota, Iowa, into eastern North Dakota and western Wisconsin. This will go through the overnight, and then as we're going into about 5 a.m. Central Time, 6 a.m. Eastern Time, heavy freezing rain is going to be falling across much of northern Virginia, most of Maryland, western Pennsylvania, with a lot of sleet in central and eastern Pennsylvania. This is going to be very heavy freezing rain as we go into the overnight early tomorrow morning. And then as we're waking up around 7 to 8 a.m., a heavy freezing rain across Pennsylvania through Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, sleet in northeastern Pennsylvania, snow into Long Island and southwestern New York. And then this will continue as we go into 10 a.m. Eastern Time and then 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Freezing rain will exit Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New York, but snow will fall across New England going into 1 p.m., then 4, and then 7 p.m. Still will be snowing across northern New England before our storm exits as we go into early Friday morning. So, what does this mean for snowfall accumulations? Snowfall accumulations are going to be on the light side, actually, seeing the most snow across central northern Minnesota, the upper peninsula of Michigan, northern Wisconsin of about 2 to 6 inches in the blue areas, about a dusting to an inch across most of Wisconsin and Michigan, and then looking at the northeast, we're looking at about 2 to 4 inches across portions of Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, portions of eastern New York State, with a dusting elsewhere. But the main issue with this storm is going to be the ice accretion. We're looking at an ice storm, especially across portions of Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. Before we get to that, we're looking at about 1/10 of an inch to maybe 1/4 of an inch of ice accretion across northern Missouri, central Illinois, Indiana, Ohio. And then, as I mentioned before, once we start getting into central and southern Pennsylvania, this is where we could be seeing as much as a third to a half an inch of ice accretion, especially in eastern West Virginia, western Maryland, northern Virginia. Could be seeing as much as 3/4 of an inch, maybe up to an inch of ice accretion in some of these areas. So we are looking at an ice storm, unfortunately, for portions of the mid-Atlantic. Make sure you are preparing for this. This does include Washington, D.C. as well. And then even some light freezing rain up into the Boston, Providence, and Hartford area. Up to 1/4 of an inch of freezing rain is possible, even in New York City through Philadelphia. And taking a look at our National Weather Service watches, warnings, and advisories map, winter weather advisories in effect across the plains, the Midwest Ohio Valley, through areas of the Northeast in the purple areas, as well as northern Minnesota and Wisconsin. But we do have an ice storm warning now across central and southwestern Pennsylvania, western Maryland, far northern Virginia, eastern West Virginia, and far western Maryland. So make sure you are preparing for an ice storm, especially if you live in these areas. Thanks for watching this morning's winter weather update. Please stay safe and have a wonderful day, my friends.